Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Thanks again for watching. If you're new to the channel, I'm training using Johnnie Candito's 6-week strength program, and I'm showing my progress and showing you how to make the best progress using this program. So if you like that sort of thing, like making progress, making gains, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. So we're in through week 3, and I don't want to say that week 3 is a little bit of a break in this program, because it's not, and you're still obviously training balls to the wall, but it's a nice drop off in volume with only a slight increase in load on the bar, which is cool. So do that. I'm feeling much more fresh going into week 4 than I was going into this week, which is completely awesome. Obviously, who doesn't like to feel good? As for week 3 itself, I think even though week 2 is kind of where everyone's questions come in with the back off sets and max rep sets capped at 10, I think week 3 is actually what can make or break this program for you, and a lot of people mess it up. So it's not because it's something that's obvious, but it's something I've learned from experience with using powerlifting peaking programs kind of like this. But week 3 in this program, if you look at the sets and reps for the squat, bench, and deadlift, it isn't a set amount of reps written into the program. For squat, just like for squat, it says to do 3 sets of 4 to 6 reps on Monday and 1 set of 4 to 6 reps on Thursday. What everyone thinks this means is to basically just do 6 reps for each set. And you know, I don't mind that mentality at all. Like, I'd rather someone overtrain from going too hard than detrain for doing some soft ass BS training session, you know. But just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should. So in my opinion, this is a great opportunity for you to auto-regulate this week of the program. If you look ahead to week 4, I'm going to get into it, just be patient. If you look ahead to week 4 of the program, you're doing triples and the weights continue to get heavier. So if you're doing 6 reps on the sets in week 3, it's possible that it could take you to almost failure if you're feeling really fatigued, or there's some external stressors that are, you know, adding more stress and making these training sessions harder for you. So I think if you're going to almost failure or an RPE 9.5, I think that's too intense at this point in the program. Quickly, let's think about what we're doing here at this point. Last week, during week 2, we just collected a ton of volume. In week 2, we went from 65 total reps to 16 to 24 reps in week 3. It's a huge drop-off. So in my opinion, we aren't trying to accumulate more volume at this point. What we're trying to do, and what Candito, his plan for this program at this point is for the weights to continue to get heavier, which they are, and deload some of the volume so we can recover and eventually super compensate when it's time for testing. So now that I mentioned auto-regulation, how the hell do we do that? Well, let's keep the same reps and same sets as prescribed in the program, but since we have a range of reps, we have options of where to cut each set. So I would say to not go higher than anything over an RPE 8.5 at this point. If you don't know what RPEs are, you should definitely check out Mike Tashir and learn about them. But RPE 8.5 basically just means like a rep and a half in the tank, or 1 rep plus some weight left in the tank on the last rep of the set. So what I did this week in order to apply this was my first set, I did 6 reps and got to about an 8.5. The second set, I did 6, and the last rep was pushing it to just a bit over to an RPE 9. So on the third and final set, I wanted to be sure I would stay under my RPE and did only 4 on the last set. It was between an 8 and an 8.5, maybe. I'm not the best at judging RPEs, but to me, it felt like an 8.5. So I'm gonna stick with that and be confident that I'm doing it right. But anyways, I think this is a program, or a great way to go about week 3 of this program, to ensure you're moving the weights well and doing the sets and reps like they're written, but you're adding the recovery component in there. You know, not everyone is going to feel good or good enough to get the max number of reps, and that's okay. You know, like, external stressors can come into play. You know, everyone has different things going on in their life during these programs, and sometimes you can't control them. So Like, since you went nuts with volume during week 2, you can put yourself at risk of overtraining if you can't recover from the training sessions in week 3. Also, at this point, the goal isn't to PR. The goal is to add intensity while recovering from the stress you gave your body in week 2 so that you can super compensate for the last 3 weeks of the program. So that's everything I wanted to talk about today. If you have any questions about anything I just went over, or want to be pointed in the right direction to learn about RPEs or auto-regulating your training, please hit me up in the comment section below. I will point you in the right direction. Otherwise, thanks again for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't already, and I will talk to you next week. Peace.